So, what's your dream? One of my windows just fell off. This is already a disaster. This week on Mommy Tries, we're going to make this chocolate cookie house kit from Wilton, and it's a spooky house. I've tried to decorate for the Halloween, but you cannot see any of my decorations because they're over here. So we're gonna decorate this, and while we decorate it, I'm going to be answering, it's another Ask Mommy Anything, I am going to be answering your questions. So the first question both came from Crystal and Alina. And the question was, what's going on with What the Thrift? So the answer to that question is that Guga came over, we filmed a bunch of What the Thrifts. I have to edit What the Thrifts myself, and it takes me a long time. There will be more What the Fan Thrift, and Guga filmed a bunch of them with me, and I just am a horrible person and I have not edited them yet. What is my favorite Steven Universe episode? This comes from How Casey Sees It. Hey, How Casey Sees It. I don't remember the name of it, but there is the episode where Steven finds his, goes into Lion and he finds that his mom made him a video, but actually at first he finds the one that has a girl's name in it, so he didn't understand. He thought like, wait, do I have a sister or whatever? And it turns out that she didn't know she was having a boy or girl, so she made 2 different videos, which I thought was really sweet, and I'm a huge Rose fan. My second favorite episode of Steven Universe is the wedding episode, which I also don't remember the name of. I love Garnet. I love Ruby and Sapphire together. I love that everybody got dressed up. I love that this is now stuck here. The only thing I don't love is how it sort of turned into a battle. Like we were having this like awesome, beautiful wedding, and then the next thing you know, it's like the battle for Beach City. This is a great question from Hope Fitzwater. If you could create a new doll line or character, what would it be? What would the concept be? What would the message be that you want to send to people? Okay, and my first answer to that is, can we just bring back Monster High? It would be something like Monster High, something inclusive, something with people who are not like everybody else. I would also really like to see a doll line where we didn't sideline the boy dolls, and I think that this just creates this thing like where people think that boys don't play with dolls and that girls don't want to play with dolls that look like boys or something. It would be a world and a doll line where they were all just really unique looking, and they wouldn't all be monsters. I mean, they would just be unique, and whether that meant that they were just people, but people who don't look like everybody else. I don't look like everybody else, and gosh darn it, can we make a doll with the pixie cut? I mean, like how hard is this? Apparently it's like really, really hard to do. But not everybody has like beautiful long flowing hair. Like maybe some people don't want to have hair like that. Can we have a doll whose hair is like intentionally messy? I just would love to see less perfection, more diversity, not just racially, but just like people. Like people are so different nowadays. This is already a disaster. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but this is how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna like squish this over here, right? And then I'm gonna stick it down. See what I did there? I stuck it down like I glued it. Another good question we got from Cassia C. What were you and Sweet Willie like when you were kids? So Sweet Willie and I didn't meet until we were in our 30s. I was 31. Oh my gosh, this is the worst window that anyone ever made ever. Daddy was like 33. But when we were kids, we both had very similar lives. We both had single moms. My parents got divorced when I was very little. I was still a baby. It was before I was a year old, and I had 2 older brothers. Daddy's parents got divorced. I think he was a little bit older than that. Daddy was sort of into sports, but Daddy had really bad, oh, one of my windows just fell off. Oh. Daddy had really bad vision problems as a kid, so he was partially blind, and so his mom didn't want him to play sports. I was not into sports, I was into books. I didn't have a lot of friends because I was really weird. I spent a lot of time reading. I listened to a lot of music. I was a huge Kiss fan. Daddy had friends because he was into sports, but he was always a little bit different than his friends. We're just gonna, there you go. And then we met online through Match.com. He was my 13th online date, and I knew right away, and he knew right away. He canceled all of his other dates. The question from Alexandra Alberti was a really good question, and it is, what is your favorite Bible verse? So I actually have 2. One is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What it means to me is that, what you think about you bring about, and that what goes on inside your head is a lot about who you are. And then my other favorite Bible verse, kind of a new favorite for me, be still and know that I am God. That has been really helpful for me to just really kind of, like no joke, just to learn how to be still in myself, to be a little bit more mindful, to chill a little bit. Power Girl, this is a great question. This is from Power Girl. I love these questions. They keep asking these kinds of questions because this is the kind of stuff that I really like to talk about. When you and Sweet Willie got together, did you guys have any dreams you wanted to accomplish together? If so, what are those dreams and did you accomplish them? So here's how Sweet Willie won my heart. When we first met, Sweet Willie asked me, he leaned over with those very intense Sweet Willie eyes. So, what's your dream? No one other than Tony Robbins had ever asked me this question before. And I was just like, wow, this guy is awesome. You're wondering, well, Mommy, what was the answer to that question? My dream, and it still is my dream, and I kind of ended up doing it a little bit through YouTube, is to be a motivational speaker. I want to go around and speak to people and help them to live better lives and to be happier and to feel better about themselves. Because there were people like Tony Robbins, like Oprah Winfrey, like people like that helped me, who as a young girl and a teenager and a young adult and then an adult and now a middle-aged adult, who I needed that, and I still need it. Trying to help people to feel good about themselves and know that it's okay to be exactly who you are and to celebrate exactly who you are. And so I've kind of roundabout gotten to do that because I just did it right now, right? As we're making this hideous gingerbread house. But I want to do more of it. And I'm starting to do that. I'm starting to do some like free webinars on Facebook because I realize I'm 50 years old. I've had this dream since I was like 20. And you know, I need to actually do this. Daddy's dream was interesting. He wanted to open his own company doing what he does. He's in industrial sales. So he sells like equipment to like factories and stuff. But what's really interesting is he wanted to get together with a bunch of like-minded people who were really into this, who had the same passion for this business that he did. And what's really interesting is Daddy got a new job about 4 or 5 months ago. Daddy switched to a new company. It's a smaller company. The owner is doing exactly what Sweet Willie, Daddy, wanted to do, who has a passion for this business, who has a passion for sales and helping customers and really making a difference in companies' lives and in that business. Do you miss doing videos with Gracie? Was it hard for you when she decided she didn't want to do videos anymore? It crushed me. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I love making videos with my child, but I also know something that you decided you wanted to do when you were 8 years old is probably not the same thing that you want to do when you're 11 or 12 or 15, right? But we have found other things to do together, and also I felt bad because when you see some of the videos towards the end, and I mean that kid would rather be anywhere else than sitting next to me. I do miss it, but we still do lots of stuff together and we still have lots of fun together and we do other things together. And the last question for this week is, this is a tough one. How do I make my family understand my love of dolls? My family doesn't understand my love of dolls. I don't care. So the answer isn't how do you make your family understand it while you're living with your parents and stuff, and they might have, you know, things to say about what you're doing and what you're spending your money on, especially if it's their money, and you live by their rules. You're in their house, but you're about to grow up and move on and become an adult. And when you become an adult, you can make your own choices. And if you want to collect dolls, and if you want to use your disposable income to collect dolls, and you are otherwise, you know, being a contributing member to society, and you're being a good person, and you're not hurting anybody else, if you want to fill your whole apartment with dolls, go for it. I don't explain this to anyone in my family. If they roll their eyes, I don't care. If they talk about me behind my back, which I'm sure some members of the family do, I don't care. It can't hurt me. You know, what matters is that I'm looking right now at where probably most people would have, as I'm looking across this room into my dining room, I'm looking at an area where most people would have a china cabinet and they would have plates that they only use on special occasions, right? You know, or like I have my grandmother's china, it's like 80 years old now. I would never serve food on that, but it would be in a cabinet, it'd be all pretty, and there'd be tchotchkes and crystal and all that stuff. And we have 4 cabinets filled with dolls and Funko Pops and collectibles and Littlest Pet Shop figures that viewers have sent us and other things that viewers have sent us and some what the thrift items and what the fan thrift items. That makes me happy to see that. Looking at a cabinet filled with china would not make me happy. I don't think you need to make your family understand anything, and also you're 18 and it's important for you to learn you can't make anyone understand anything. You can try to calmly explain that it makes you happy and that you understand if they don't understand that, and that it's okay for them to not understand, but that isn't going to change the fact that you love it. Sometimes you just gotta agree to disagree, or agree that I know you don't understand me, and that's okay. As long as you love me and I love you, we're good. So that is my beautiful Halloween not gingerbread house that looks exactly like the box. And that was our Ask Mommy Anything for the week. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you again. Millicent is kind of wanting to do an Ask Millicent Anything. I'm really scared about letting her do that, but if you have questions you would like to ask Millicent, please put them in the comments down below, and we might let her answer some. Thank you so much for watching.